This is Daisy and her week 1 recap. Oh my gosh, you got your toy. Come back over here. We can't see you over there. Good girl. Oh boy, what are you looking for? I know I kept the food there the other day, but it's gone. It's gone. So starting off training this week, I'm going to try to engage her in some toy play, see if she wants to do a little play first. She very much so knows what we do down here, so she's looking for some snacks. I know. Come on, Pop. Hey, I have the cookies over here. Come here, little lady. Okay, I'm going to give her a second and just sniff things out. Yeah. Okay, do you want to come play with me? Oh my gosh, yeah, we got those snacks. Oh, good girl. All right, so first thing we did this week was introduce our reward marker. Ma'am, come over here. Daisy, good girl. So reward marker is what we're gonna use to capture the moment the puppies offer us the behavior that we ask for. For that, we are using a clicker and sometimes a verbal reward marker of a yes. Good girl. But this week we had to teach her what it was. So we're gonna do what's called charging our clicker. And for that, I'm simply going to click and then hand her a piece of food. Now I don't wanna do it when she's doing anything negative. So when she's jumping on me or whining or crying. Good girl. Good. So 3-4 clicks. Each click means a cookie. It is a promise that food is coming. So if you click on accident in the beginning, I would just make sure that you give her the snack. Okay. Next thing we're going to work on is our release cue. So we want to charge our release cue. The release cue is what we're going to use throughout training to let her know, okay, you did it, you're all done, you can get up. So a lot of the things we work on, like sit, down, our mat, we're going to build duration with that, and we need to teach her to stay in that position until we say you're done. So the way that I do that, I'm going to show her that I have food. Okay, and just toss that food off to the side. Do it again. Okay, and toss that food. This week we're not tossing the food too far. Okay. These little puppies don't know how to chase food across the room just yet, so keeping it close. Okay, good girl. And also notice how with that I was not using my clicker. When you charge your release word, you don't have to use your clicker for that. Just say your word and that tells your dog that they did it. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is follow a food lure, which she's already done a few times because she's just so excited. So I'm gonna have food in my hand. We're gonna take a few steps. Very good girl. Show her that food again. Very good job. And then I'm going to pair it with her name. Daisy. Good job, lovey. One more time. Daisy. Nice. Ready? Get it. All right, so the way that I want you to hold that food for the food lure, you are going to have a flat palm, and then the food is in your hand. You're going to cover that food with your thumb. This way you can kind of move your hand whichever way. You're not going to drop that kibble. And then when you're ready for her to eat it, you just move your thumb and she gets that snack. Good girl. Make sure you practice that with both hands. Good job, love. Very good job. Daisy! Good girl. We'll play a few name recognition games. So I'm gonna toss that release cookie. Hey, okay. Daisy! As soon as she's done eating, I'm gonna call her name, and as soon as she turns towards me, that is what I'm clicking and feeding. Okay. Daisy! Good job, baby. Daisy. She's already turning pretty quickly because she gets it. She's catching on to the game. She's very smart. Oh my gosh, we just did so much. Can I get you to play? So right there, we've already gone through 4 different behaviors. We worked on charging our clicker. We worked on charging our release word. Where are you? What are you doing? We taught her how to follow a food lure. The food lure is going to be very important to continue building certain skills. She needs to know how to find that food, stay attached to your hand, to follow as you ask her to do certain things, and then playing the name game. So that one right there was called the flying cookie game. You take a cookie, you toss it in one direction, and then as soon as she's done eating, make sure she finishes her food, then you call her name, and as soon as she turns towards you, that is what you're gonna click and feed right next to you. All right, little girl is not interested in playing with the toy right now. Next thing I wanna work on is gonna be hand targets. So the hand target this week, we're gonna hold that food the same way that we did for our food lure. So I wanna get that food in my hand, show her that I have it, and same as the food lure, we're gonna take a few steps, touch, but then I wanna take my hand away. So I am disengaging my hand from her mouth. That is the biggest difference. With the food lure, she stays attached the whole time. With the hand target, we disengage to get her to re-engage with our hand. Daisy! Yeah, good girl. Good job. Ready? Do it with the other hand. Touch. Wow, you're so smart. Touch. Good job. So moment I'm clicking is as soon as I feel that nose, re-engage with my hand. Touch. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how smart you are. Okay. Good girl. So make sure you practice with both hands for that hand target. That way she gets used to offering it to both of your hands. I do find that sometimes if you only practice with one hand, when you ask her for the target with the other hand, they will sometimes blow you off for that. All right, you ready? Next thing we're gonna work on is gonna be her sit. So with that, I have 4 pieces of food in my hand ready. My goal is that we start building some duration. So I'm going to show her the food at nose level. Sit. Good. Such a smart puppy. Oops. Get her back in that sit. Oh, good girl. Okay. So food starts at nose level. I'm coming up and back. So kind of luring her with that hand up and back. So the goal is that she follows that pressure and puts her butt on the ground. The picture that we want to capture is butt on the ground, paws on the ground, and then you can click and feed her the food. We then come in with what's called those follow-up cookies. Sit. Good. So hand comes away, follow-up cookie comes in, follow-up cookie, and release. Okay. Good girl. So in the beginning, those follow-up cookies are coming in pretty quickly. As she continues to become proficient at this, we can really slow down how quickly those follow-up cookies come in and how many she gets. Hopefully we can just get that sit. She stays there until we release her. Daisy! Good girl. You respond very well to your name, my love. Yeah, get off though. Okay. One more time. Sit. Good girl. Wow. Yeah, good job. Oh gosh, I'm gonna drop that one. Okay. And with her, I'd say my follow-up cookies are coming in pretty fast. I've definitely done faster for other dogs, but I'm watching her body language and I see like she's about to get up. So I try to come in quicker than she gets out of the position herself. So you'll gauge that as you continue to learn her body language and how much she can stay in that sit. Okay, what do you say, baby? I feel like we're flying through everything. Can we try to play a little? Can we try? Get your toy. Get your toy. At this stage, they're so young still. We do want to make sure that we keep training fun, which is why I'm breaking out the toy a little bit more frequently, to really try and get her to engage and play with me a little. She is very food motivated, so she's very much into just wanting to work for the kibble, which is fine. But when you guys get her home, I would recommend having like a 10-15 minute training session. You're gonna focus on 2 or 3 behaviors, maybe start with play, do your training session, and then end with play. She says, I don't care about your flirt pole. Okay, next thing we're gonna work on is gonna be our magic mat. So this is our stationary behavior for training. The goal with this is I want to teach her to come over to this mat. She's gonna sit or lay on it. End goal is that she lays on this. She stays on the mat until we release her. This week we really just need to build her drive, her desire to come onto this mat. So the way that I'm going to do that, I want to make sure I have about 4 pieces of food ready. I'm going to toss that mat down. The goal this week was as soon as she gets 4 paws on, we click and feed. Daisy has been offering a sit on the mat, so when she sits, I click and feed. I come in with my follow-up cookie to teach her to stay on this mat, and then we'll use one to release her. Okay. I then want to pick my mat up, and I'm going to move it to a different spot. Can you come over here a little? Yeah, good girl. I'm just gonna wait her out, see if she'll offer that sit, because again, she has been. Good girl. Now, places you might use this behavior, I like to use it specifically if I'm cooking in my kitchen. I'm gonna have my dog station on his mat as I'm doing the dishes or as I'm unloading the oven. That way he's not trying to get his face somewhere where it shouldn't be. Oh, good, down. And then the other really great place to use this is if you want to do any patio things with your dog. If you want to take them to a coffee shop, okay. Or maybe go get a drink somewhere or get a meal somewhere that's dog friendly. This is perfect for that. You teach your dog to stay on the mat until you release them. Good girl. And as people come by, the goal will be that she stays there until you tell her she's free. Good girl. Yeah, the anticipation. She's just looking down at the mat. I don't know if you can see her right there. There you go. Okay. Maybe they saw you with that last one. Oh my gosh, good girl. Okay. All right, and finishing things today, we are going to work on our body handling. So body handling, super important for the rest of her life. She's going to have to go to the vet the rest of her life. She's going to have to go to the groomer for the rest of her life. Even if that means that you guys are grooming her at home, this is vital for teaching her how to accept handling and to learn that handling is okay. A lot of dogs, maybe they miss this part of training, and then we have dogs who come into the vet who are super fearful, or we have dogs that go to the groomer who don't want to stay still. Yes, good girl. So with my body handling, I am going to use a verbal reward marker. Yes, and that is going to be the yes. Right now I'm charging it the way I did my clicker. Yes, good girl. All right. So with body handling, I'm going to attach her to food in one hand, and my other hand will do the handling. I'm going to swipe down her back, go under her belly. Yes. Good job. That is an introduction to some baby restraint. Yes. Good girl. Some dogs need a little gentle support under the tummy. Yes. Especially these dogs that are going to be huge. She might want to auto sit or auto down on the table, but for certain things she'll need to be standing. So we want her to be used to having just a gentle hand of support to keep her in this position. Yes, good girl. Okay. after we do a little gentle restraint under the belly, I want to lift her tail. Yes, her tail's already up in the air. So really just getting used to having her tail handled. Why might we do that? When she goes to the vet, they're gonna have to check her temperature. Yes. So they'll have to lift her tail to get back there. When she goes to the groomer, yes. Okay. They'll have to potentially do a sanitary clip back there. For that, they're gonna have to lift her tail. So she does need to be used to having that body part handled. Moving up towards her head, I'm gonna have her attached to food and do some gentle swipes down the back of her head, and then I'm gonna flip an ear. Yes, good girl. Reattach her to another piece of food. Yes, good girl. This one's hard to see on the camera, but I'm gonna look in her mouth. So gentle swipes, getting closer to where I wanna be, and then lift. Yes, good girl. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Yes. Okay, very good girl. And then the final piece to our handling this week, we want to work on handling each paw. So each paw is going to be a yes and a cookie. So sliding down that front leg, lift, yes. She gets a piece of food, we'll slide down the body to get to the back leg, lift, yes. Good job. Can we rotate? For handling this week, we're not doing too much with duration, so I'm not holding and keeping my hand on her. Yes. Really just lifting that paw, doing a little massage. Yes. And then letting her go. Okay. Good girl. We flew through everything just now. So that was a really quick just demonstration of everything that we've worked on this week. Definitely when you guys get her home, you're not going to move through it that fast. You're not going to jam all of that into one training session. You guys will, again, do maybe a 10-15 minute session where you focus on 2 or 3 behaviors, break it up with play if you can, and spend a little bit more time on each behavior as well. Because we are limited to so much time, we do 3-4 reps and we move on. But for you guys, I would take advantage of breakfast, take advantage of dinner, take a handful of that meal, and then use that as your training session, and then she gets her meal. You're just licking all the kibble dust off my hand. But that's going to be it for our week 2 recap. Week 1.